Someone in one of my comments said that they changed the banner for the leopard to an obese leopard because of all of the faces that had been eaten. Someone in one of my comments said that this leopard was going to gain the freshman 15 because of all of the faces that they've eaten. Someone else said that the leopards were going to be on my 600-pound wedding because of all of the faces that they've eaten. So many people think that this Trump administration won't touch them, but it's going to be bad for all of us, but it's going to be enjoyable as we laugh at them getting their faces eaten. Peppermint Nightmare says he has a tummy full of faces. Glass Goose says, I just wanted to rub his tummy. I never thought he would eat my face. And Informal Penguin says, num num num. Someone had to put a MAGA hat on the leopard, and I believe that this is most appropriate for life and for us to get a giggle. Please take a screenshot of this and enjoy it in any way that makes you happiest. This post says, a Republican friend just called me in a panic. She just read about the plan to cut funding for veterans' health benefits. 3 months ago, I told her that was the plan. She didn't believe the government would turn on veterans. I said to her, he calls them suckers and losers. What made you think he gives a damn about veterans? Her husband has numerous health issues and relies solely on the VA. I told her she better prepare herself for what's coming to her for her. So what I'm thinking is people better get on the YouTubes right now and start figuring out how to, do dialysis, how to, get somebody's heart back working, how to do like small surgeries, how to set broken bones, all of that, how to stabilize blood pressure. It's going to be a lot of things that people are going to have to figure out on their own. So they better get to Googling or get to YouTubing because it's going to be bad. People are going to have to do this on their own. That's just where we are in life. Now, this one was on the Twitter. This woman right here is named Soup Mama. And apparently, okay, so this is the tweet. This woman has been caravanning around the United States for Trump, popping up at rallies on every coast. Now her truck is broke down in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. No money for a hotel or mechanic. This is where we leave them, in their own pile of poop, alone to suffer the consequences of their action. Now, I watched this 2-minute video of her whining and angry and frustrated because her car won't start. She doesn't have any money to go get it fixed. So she's sitting in a car parts parking lot and she's trying to fix it herself. She's like, I'm angry. No, I'm not angry. I'm just frustrated. And her poor dog is in this car with her. And she's done all this crisscrossing for Trump. She's done all this crisscrossing for Trump. And she doesn't even have the money to get back home. This is wild to me. Then people were posting her updates because I guess she's vlogging all of this. And her car, she got the car working, but it's overheating. And so people are just posting this stuff because she's in the car. And like I said, so I watched some of the video so you don't have to go watch it. She's like trying to find a place to pull over and she can't. She's like, oh my God, where am I going to pull over? She's so worried. She's like, can we get off on that exit? There's no exit. She's in a place that has no exit. And you can see these barriers right here. So she's just hoping and praying, and people are probably giving concepts of thoughts and prayers as she's trying to get off of this street before her car completely overheats. In it, she's like, I'm panicking, I'm a little bit panicking. I'm a lot panicking. And this person says she hasn't been named Secretary of Transportation. Might as well. Let's put her, and Hulk Hogan should be in there somewhere. Is there a Secretary of Entertainment? Probably should be Hulk Hogan. That's what I came up with. Anyway, she must have gotten off because now she's pulled off to the side of the road. And like I said, she is vlogging this whole thing. So we see how she's panicking and everything. But what's so wild is she's doing all of this vlogging. She must have followers. Why hasn't some of her followers helped her? She said that she was in the AutoZone parking lot for like a couple of days. Where are all of the supporters to come together and rally around this woman that's been crisscrossing the United States? But this is where she got off. One of her followers called for a flatbed truck to take her the rest of the way, 2 hours. I assume he's paying. Here's the truck driver pouring water into the radiator from a gasoline container. And so, yeah, so it looks like she might be getting home. I don't understand crisscrossing the United States for a person like Trump, but not actually having enough money in your emergency stash to get home. Their thinking, their logic is just not there. This is just wild to me. This one is interesting. Black Trump voter discouraged that Trump is making no effort to include Black people in his cabinet. Oh, shucks. Who would have thought it? These people that do not like diversity, equity, and inclusion, not including Black people. Weird. And this is in response to Trump saying that Representative Matt Gaetz should serve as his attorney general. And the man at the bottom says, bro, we voted for you. Hire some of us. And like this next commenter said, wait, wait, wait. Wouldn't that be a DEI hire? Like the cognitive dissonance of these Trump supporters is wild. They are actively racist. They're racist in your face. Why would they hire a Black person? All right, this person says they have Vivek, but that's only until they learn they have that having two heads of the Department of Efficiency is inefficient. Vivek's there to run the show if Trump decides to deport Elon because he's hogging the spotlight. This person says, watching those two egomaniacs turn on each other, finger point, and ultimately come after each other is going to be delicious. It really is going to be delicious. All of this has been hysterical in a terrible way. This one is funny too. This man says, guy who unfriended me for making fun of RFK Jr. is complaining about losing friends over politics. And this man says, very sad that I had alleged friends that completely dismissed me because our views politically differ. To those that stuck with me, I respect that and appreciate your tolerance. And this person says, you and me both so open-minded that they can't think for themselves. Oh, well, glad to see you on the other side. And then the man says, you unfriended me because I made fun of RFK Jr. The thing is, like somebody else said, these people are stuck. They're going to be stuck with all of their conservative friends, these same friends that laugh at bigotry. And they're going to see that they're insufferable when in a collective because liberals are more open-minded. We have various likes and dislikes. We're more tolerating of things. But right now, these people are not tolerable. So people are pulling back their energy. And I think that these people are understanding that who they're going to have to hang out with. They're going to have to hang out with these other deplorables. And that does indeed sound deplorable. Like this person says, the classic, it only matters when it happens to me mindset. Very popular with Republicans. I'll end it with this post about this pro-choice Republican. This person says, I'm pro-choice and I voted red because I agree with them on everything else but abortion. It makes me sick that the Republican Party even lets the pro-lifers keep talking about this. But I can't vote blue for the presidency over one issue when the left is so wrong on everything else. I'd never vote again against abortion on local level, but we just had to get the Dems out of the White House. I can't even have kids, and I spent an hour researching the abortion issue yesterday. I wish they hadn't overturned Roe, but I do know Republicans aren't actually going to go after a national ban. Overturning Roe basically said this isn't an issue for the national level. Let's let each state squabble about it on that level. The wild thing about many of these people, they research things after the fact. That's like, and somebody said it on one of my posts, studying for the test after the test is over with. It's very weird, not very demure, not very cutesy. It's just kind of weird. Hashtag weird AF. But that's a few of the posts that I have seen where leopards are eating some faces and getting chunky for it. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think of this one. Hopefully, this provided some laughter in these trying times. And yes, I know for the people, I do know this is going to impact us all. I get it. That's the reason why I voted against it. And that's the reason why I've been talking about this for months. But what can I do? I can only make some videos. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about all of this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I was sent this post from the feminism subreddit. She says, I believe religion was created to empower men. It was created by men for men to keep women subjugated. So I also believe this as well. She says, the majority of religions are based around a God or man who creates life. Women have the ability to grow human bodies and bring them into the earth. We created life. I thank my mom for giving me life. I thank the generations of women before her that she wouldn't be here without. I think all humans, no matter what your beliefs are, should worship women who made your life possible. Yes, unfortunately, some women do not have the ability, but that doesn't lessen them. They're still women. We are gods. No, we're goddesses. We should get the credit. Men are scared of the powers we possess, and they turn us down and make us feel worthless. If you are a woman, you are full of worth. Love who you are. Women are beautiful. And as women, once we stop propping up these religions with our time, energy, and resources, they will crumble. Without the unpaid labor of women, they will crumble because men are not the ones doing the work in the church. Women are propping up these religions that keep women and girls subjugated, and it baffles my mind. But I am glad that the numbers in membership in these religions are declining, because that is the only way to really get the foot of patriarchy off of our collective necks. OG Bella Luna says, of course it was, as in it was created to empower men. And while scripture may be God breathed, it was interpreted and written largely by men, about men, for men. Religion is still being used as a cudgel to keep us under men's thumbs and take away our rights. The evidence is everywhere and irrefutable. Lizzie says it was written exclusively by men for men. Blue Poodle says, and that is why I think women are turning towards spirituality. OG Bella Luna says, I was just talking yesterday to a couple of young women about this, and we were talking about how nice it would be to find something led by women for women, some church or community exclusively for women. I'm a Bi Little Pony says women can literally create a whole person inside themselves. Meanwhile, some guy who decided God was a dude, he makes people out of the dirt. Derp. Yep, he makes people out of the dirt. And then from that creation, that male they take a rib and create the woman. Their fantasy, their fictional writing has just been embodied and embraced and passed down, but that's not reality at all. I'm kind of tired of their fairy tales because it's illogical. It doesn't work. It doesn't stand when, like biology, when you like science. OG Bella Luna, there was some ridiculous men on TikTok or YouTube talking about how it's actually men who hold the power to create life because they have the seed. Okay, sir, then why haven't y'all solved the birth rate crisis y'all are so up in arms about? And I don't mean by denying other people their rights. Exactly. They can't fix it because women are literally in charge. We can clamp down on these wombs, and the women are doing it. And that's the reason why the birth rates are plummeting to hell. And hopefully we can get these numbers down a little bit more until such time as women are respected and safe and healthy on this globe. Time Faithlessness says women are left with horrible options regarding motherhood. If mothers had affordable access to childcare while they furthered their careers, either in the workplace or via education, if mothers didn't have to depend on men for their care, that would be a big plus as well, especially considering how difficult it is to escape an abusive partner. If women weren't faced with these horrible systemic barriers to making motherhood safe and accessible to all, then perhaps the low birth rates wouldn't be such a problem. Will we address these systemic issues? No. They would empower women way too much, and where would that leave men? They do not want to fix problems. If they did, they would actually listen to women. But since they don't listen to women, these birth rates will continue to plummet. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I was sent this Am I the A-hole thread, and it made me gasp at the audacity. The gasp I gusp was very deep and from the pit of my stomach. She says, am I the a-hole for refusing to let my sister stay with me after she got married and demanded I adjust my lifestyle for her husband. The audacity, the nerve, the gall. She says, okay, so I, a 28-year-old woman, have a pretty established routine. I live alone in a 2-bedroom apartment, and while I'm not a neat freak, I like my space to be organized. I have a certain vibe to it. Think minimalist, calm, and quiet. My sister, who's 30, recently got married to this guy who's 31, who I barely know. They live about 3 hours away, and since their wedding a month ago, she's been asking to stay with me for a few weeks. Normally, I'd be fine with it. I love my sister, but there's a catch. When I agreed, she dropped the bomb that she's bringing her husband with her. The nerve to not ask. What? Apparently, he doesn't feel comfortable being alone for extended periods, so she wants me to adjust my lifestyle for them as a couple. This means rearranging my apartment for them, having quiet hours during the day because he works from home, and no longer playing music or hosting friends when they're around. Oh, and she suggested I stop using the guest room for my own hobbies, which is how I unwind after work. Basically, I'm supposed to cater to their needs and make space for their relationship. I told her I wasn't comfortable with that, especially since I don't even know her husband that well and wasn't planning on making my home into a mini hotel or daycare for them. She got super upset, called me selfish, and said it's just for a couple of weeks, but I'm really not okay with it. I feel like I would be giving up a lot of my personal space and peace of mind just for her convenience. Now she's threatening to not visit at all, and I'm feeling guilty, but also like she's overstepping. So am I the a-hole for refusing to let them stay under these conditions? You're absolutely not the a-hole. She's the a-hole for pushing your boundaries. She's the a-hole for not asking appropriately if her husband can even come. And she's the a-hole for thinking that you're supposed to rearrange your life. If this is what they need, then they need to get a hotel for that couple of weeks so that they do not overstay and push you out of your comfort zone. Buttered Crumpet says, not the a-hole, something fishy is going on here. Why would they expect you to rearrange your apartment, move out your hobby stuff, and basically change everything for them for just a few weeks? This sounds more like a case of we need somewhere to stay, but no, we'll be told no. So we'll visit for a few weeks, and then the OP won't be able to get rid of us because she'll be leaving us homeless. So we can stay for longer and longer until the OP has to evict us or accepts that this is our home now. That's a good point. As I was reading this, I hadn't thought about that, but they could be a couple of pests that need to nest and rest. And even if that isn't it, who the hell, as a guest, asked someone to rearrange everything for them? My cousin has stayed at my house a lot, and not once has he demanded that I rearrange everything for him. Either your sister and her husband are and demanding guests, or they're and demanding mooches trying to con their way into your home. Either way, say no. It'll only end badly. 2 cents worth says, the only excuse I can see for a guest to ask for a brief rearrangement is if they have an infant and need a space in the guest room for a cradle, or they have a walker or a wheelchair and need a new maneuvering room. Obviously, neither applies here. I agree with everyone suggesting that the sister is trying to move in and take over the OP's apartment. Buttered Crumpet responds with, exactly. And even with the wheelchair user, all they'd ask for is that there is a clear path to be able to get around. Or with someone with an infant, they'll ask for room for the cradle. At no point would they be like, you don't get to have friends over or play music because my husband is working. You'll need to rearrange things for us. Oh, and I'm going to need you to stop using your spare room as a hobby room, unless they were planning on taking over. Hi, nice to boobs you says, it feels like they're testing boundaries to see how much they can take. Take. Wee Chai says, absolutely agreed. So that's where we are. But what do you see? What do you think is going on? Join the conversation and let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. It's so wild that so many people think that they like your content because of one thing. They think that many of us, especially Black women or other women of color, are just one-dimensional and expect that we're not going to speak on things that are happening in the outside world. They join our content or they join our communities because one thing might have, tickled their fancy. But when they see that we're impacted by the world at large and we use our networks to talk about the world at large, they clutch their pearls, especially as Black women. Black women face racism and sexism. Depending on how much money you make or how much money your family has made, you might also experience classism. If you're a member of the LGBTQA community, you'll experience other forms of bigotry. And don't be disabled on top of that. People want you to sing and dance and entertain them. But when you start talking about things that really impact their lives, oh, I don't want to hear that. Can you please talk about dating? Can you please talk about, makeup? Can you please talk about this fluffy stuff that entertains me? I don't want to talk about the things that impact you negatively. One of my mutuals, Shonda, she was saying that she just had to go ahead and block people, block this person that was saying basically shut up and dribble. They don't see us as humans in this life just experiencing things. They see us as their happiness machines. And when we're not towing that line where we're just being quiet and just entertaining them with a little shuck and jive, they get uncomfortable and have to clutch at their pearls. Well, Miss Ann, we're not here to make you feel comfortable. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you need to sit in that for a little bit and figure out why you're uncomfortable, because we can't put the genie back in the bottle where we're just shucking and jiving and entertaining you. We're going to have these serious conversations about things that are impacting people that might look like us, that might impact the people that we love, even if it makes you a little uncomfortable. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think.
Somebody just told me in the comment section to stick to giving dating advice or she was going to unfollow me. And I don't want you to unfollow me, honey. I want to block you. So I did. Keep in mind, no one owes it to you to make you feel comfortable with the decision that you made. Let me tell you why you're really mad. You want to go back to life as it was before all of this. You want your favorite LGBTQIA content creators to make the content that you like despite you voting against their best interests. You want your favorite Black influencers to get back to singing and dancing. She might as well have told me to shut up and dribble. You're having buyer's remorse. One of the biggest searches right now is how do I change my vote? No, honey, you're stuck with him. You thought the only people who would feel the wrath of this man and the punishment he was doling out was only going to be to them. And now you're slowly starting to realize, oh my goodness, this might affect me too. I don't want to hear about it. You want everybody to go back to making the kind of content they were making before this because you want to go back to feeling more comfortable. You don't feel good. They hurt your feelings. That's why you get so offended whenever somebody says they hope that you get everything you voted for, because you knew it was bad. You didn't think it would be bad for you though.